Alright, hey everybody, we're on our way to the pick today, and I'm just gonna go look around. They've got a brand new, well, brand new to the pick anyway, 1979 Ford there that I'm gonna look at, and I'll take you around to all the Fords. I mean, I'm pretty specific on what I look at. Since I have a 1984, and I'm always looking for stuff that is you know, that might match or fit my my vehicle. And so there's a bunch of there's a 81, I think, F-150 there. There's a bunch of F-150s there. They have an F-100 there too, and I think the 1979 is an F-100, so you know, these are pretty much stripped down trucks. So they have an 80 and they have a 79 and an 81 F-100, I think, and then which I've seen, and then they have an 82 F-150, a couple of 84s, an 86 and an 89. So I'll take you around to those if they're still there, and then we'll maybe look at some of the Ford cars. My dad was a Chevy man, so he hated Ford, and I have a lot of fond memories of my dad and his 1973 3/4 ton Chevy. Came with split rims, which was kind of cool, actually. The old split rim vehicles. So I will definitely maybe go through the Chevy lot and look at some Dodges too. So I promised you all a junkyard crawl, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world, so what engines in them and whatnot is I'm not gonna be able to identify as well. Oh, look at that. Somebody's got a Ferrari way up there. I think that's a Ferrari. So what we'll do is kind of go through some things. I know my truck pretty well. I know the engine pretty well, but I'm not necessarily sure about some of the other years and what engines they specifically had in them. So anyway, we'll go and look, and maybe if you guys see something that strikes your fancy. Oh, it's a Corvette. That's what the Corvettes look like now. My God, that's ugly. Sorry, it's just, it's yuck. God, that is ugly. Anyway, all right, see you when we get there. Okay, here we are at the pick. We got to go through a whole bunch of Asian cars to get there. I've never really been over in there, the European models and whatnot, but I always have to walk through the Asian market in order to get to where I usually am going, which is the Ford trucks. And it's right in front of us, actually. Here, it's not too bad of a hoof. You can see there's the pick way back there. Here we go. Here's a 1982 F-150 right in front of us. This baby is last I saw, is in pretty bad shape. One of the things that goes bad in these is the cab corners, and of course the doors go. This is, you can tell it's in post 81 because they changed the emblems, but there's a lot that remains the same on these. This is an inline 6 here right next to it. Let's go around this baby. she's in pretty bad shape. Mine rusted out right here too. I had to change that. But the bed on the interior, mine's worse than this. If I could get a Sawzall, I'd take that off. See what we look like on the inside here, shall we? Typical bench seat. You can see these things that I just fixed on mine and restored. They're in pretty good shape here. These right here, these babies are okay. So let's wrap around the driver's side here. These things, look how degraded they get. Sometimes these things are just not, I mean, it's in good shape for the most part, but sometimes these things are just not fixable. I mean, the plastic degrades so much. It's got full gauges though, which is kind of nice. And it's got the dash here dash bezel's in good shape. This is in good shape. Not bad. A lot of things go quick on these, you know. And you know, you never know what you're gonna find in these babies. There's just a ton of stuff that just floats around in them all the time. It's amazing what people leave behind. These mirrors, by the way, they always rust up. I mean, they're almost useless. Even though it looks like it's in pretty good shape, it's probably not usable. But inline 6 is intact. I mean, it's kind of shocking, actually, to be honest. This is in decent shape, actually. It's got some wear here and whatnot, but you know what usually prohibits these things from being taken is these tabs. All of these tabs bust off, and one on the passenger side's in better shape. This is an aftermarket grill, but hold on here. Headliner always goes bad. Even the press board is in bad shape here. So, but there's a lot of molding here that's still good. Look at this. I mean, if you could take the cab corner moldings on this and repaint it, it'd be nice. This is all busted up. All busted up. But look at the wear on this. Here's 1985. It's right next to it. Oh, they took the bench out of this, and it's even got a manual in it. I'll be doggoned. Pretty stripped down here. Oh, this is not even. Yeah, they just strung something up here and took the press board out. You can see there's no press board underneath it. That's bad. Idiot lights for the gauges, but it's a manual. See what this engine's got in it. Somebody took off the front grille. This one's really been pillaged since I was here last. Still another inline 6. That's nice. I got the cowl off of this. I took the cowl off of this guy. Here's the bench seat that was in it. Man, it's in good shape. This is the bench seat from the 85 that I'm looking at right now. And I think this is original pinstriping, though I'm not sure. Look, they covered this. Probably get out of the looking of the paint job, which is probably in pretty bad shape, I'd have to say. Some pretty good springs on this. Oh, there's one other thing you can look at in some of these that you hardly see. Let's see if it's in this one here. Oops, I hate to step on that. Oop, up. Yeah, right here. That's the oxygen. That's the evap systems right here. For might take that baby. I don't have one on mine, but it's not like I use it either. Let's see if there's one on this. Hard to tell because I'm so short. Yeah, the evap is sitting right here. They got another one with comes up from the gas tank, and it's a little charcoal canister, and it's supposed to be better for the environment. That's when they started doing this crap, making our cars less able. A little single barrel carburetor on this one too. This again, we're back here looking at the 84. The 85 pretty dinged up here. I got the I got my gas nozzle and the breather out of this that I'm going to put in mine when I drop my tank. If it wasn't for this on top, this would be in pretty good shape. Tailgate's in really good shape. Let's turn it over, shall we? Look at that. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, nope. It's got some rust on the inside, but it could be. And the bed is not in bad shape. This is the one that I said earlier, and I would steal the bed off this thing if I could, because I need to fix my wheel wells. All right, let's keep walking here. Here we go. F-250, 1984. All right, we got ourselves once again, there's the charcoal canister right there that comes off the gas can, the gas tank. But we got ourselves a V8 here. Now, this is not a Cleveland. I'm gonna get under there and see if we can get the stuff from it. This is the manual transmission out of it. It's a Borg Warner. Might look this thing up, but no transfer case, which is interesting. It's an F-250, and there's no four-wheel drive, so heavy duty truck, but had AC on it though, that's for sure. See if we can get see if I can get a picture of this under there. So I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to try and get the number off the block. Forgot about this. This is a, God, you don't see this very often, man. Too bad the tag is off it, but it's a, this is in the 85 Ford remanufactured original Motorcraft carburetor. God, I love this. Get that number off of this. I'm going to find out what it can all go on. Well, it still works. Everything's still moving on it. Not sure what half of these damn things are for though. Fuel line goes in here. I'm not sure what this is. This, by 85 they started to tweak these carburetors up, you know, for emissions and mileage. It's got the intake manifold on it. Definitely not a Cleveland. Cleveland wouldn't do that. This is the AC brace. And it won't fit on mine, but God, I need one of these. Let's get down under here real quick. We can. Not sure we can. We're gonna try it though. Wow, we're in real bad shape here. The back of the engine. Now I definitely know it's not a Cleveland. You see that plug there, that silver plug. That's a Clevelands don't have a plug on the back. Freeze plug. So let's I'm gonna have to get up closer. Let me try that. One thing before I go, floorboards. You see the floorboard on the other side over there too. It's in really, really bad shape. Very squishy. Very squishy. EOAF. Can't see that. I'm not sure if that's really an identifier. EOAF. Let's get this baby up here. Definitely not a Cleveland. And definitely not a four-wheel drive. As you can see. Boy, she's rusted pretty good. A lot of this stuff could be salvaged though. F-250. Man, if somebody wanted a block, they could come get it. It's not really in bad shape here. It's really not in bad shape. Another thing on these old hoods, they always, mine did this too. I'm gonna have to pull my hood one of these days, but boy, that's squishy. But they always, right here on the lip, they always rust out right here. You can tell what they started doing. This is 1989. Custom four-wheel drive. But you see what they started doing. They started rounding the hoods off. This is what you would call a typical 90s looking truck. Push the headlights out, supposedly to make it more aerodynamic, and then of course they started covering up the engine. This is going to be fuel injected, of course, and they just start to become a mess. This has got the charcoal canister on it too. I'll be doggone, man, I've never seen 3 of them here before like that. F-150. Bench seat in this is in really, really good shape. Jesus, somebody should come and get this baby. God, man, that's nice. I mean, it's not nice backing on it. I took something off of this. I took some seat belt covers. I took one over there. This thing right here, I needed on mine when I reupholstered it. Once again, you've got a change here in the cab pillar molding. It's way different from 80 to 86. This is the top here is in bad shape, but you can tell the press board's in good shape. So a person could take this, get the press board, redo it. That's not in very good shape. What's going on there? Yeah. 84. Molding is all gone. Mine didn't have molding on it like this. Though you see this kind of molding and then a two-tone type of paint. And these are here. These is all vinyl stickers that they put on there. They didn't paint it. It's again, different type of hood. Boy, that's for sure. Ah, we have a V8. Now, the Cleveland was gone by 84. I can't get this thing. I cannot get this thing to stay up. I had to turn my thing off for a while. I was trying to figure out what this engine was. I'm not really sure. I'd have to look it up and see. Where's the? Not seeing a. Not seeing a VIN number. Here we go. It's an 84. Vehicle identification 1F. I might be able to pull the engine off of this to figure out what it is. That's pretty cool. This I think I'm going to take, because this is an early version of the venting of the gas tank. And this here, see if I can do this. Still do it. You can still hear the charcoal in the bottom. So I may take this, since it doesn't go to a smog sensor or anything like a smog pump. So I've got a spot for it. And we got nothing here. Let's go up one. I know there's an old one around here somewhere. Older one. Now this section here they've just totally cannibalized for the engines. 96, 2004. This 81 F1 it says F150 on it. I've been in this one a million times. A million times I've been in this one. Taking some steering column stuff off of it. And see here it was old school, really good, just like mine. I think they call that the rosewood, but it's too far gone. Anyway, the F100s don't have the pillar columns. They have these instead. The seat is in really, really bad shape, but you can save the frame and reupholster this thing. Again, the door panels are just completely beyond recognition. And oh, it's got the old cool grill. These are the original grills. I have one that can go on my Ford at home, but this could be saved, I think. It's got all the tabs on it, and it should have tabs on the insides, and it does. Not bad. Really sweet. It looks like they pulled the axles out of it. Let's look at the engine. Also, you got this interesting, I'll have to look it up. I don't recall seeing anything like this. The pinstriping that goes like this. I don't recall seeing anything like that. Oh wow, man, they took the whole front right out. Another inline six though. Charcoal canisters just sitting right there. Wow. Yeah, look at the squishiness of these floorboards, man. They go right out. They go right out. You can see right down to the ground here. 1981. Taillights are not in bad shape, but maybe right up. And I have to say, the wheel wells on this are not in bad shape either. You know, to get a whole side, internal side of a pickup of this year between 80 and 89, that inside part there, I think it costs over $200. You have to replace the whole inside, but mine, it's only the wheel wells that are in bad shape, and some of the sides. So maybe, you know, maybe I should buy one of these days and redo my bed, because you know, it kind of bothers me the way it is. I did some metal replacement, picked it up, and then did as much as I could on the body work, and then sprayed it. But I gotta be honest, it's not, I'm really not happy with it. All right, I knew this guy was here. Been here, I've seen this guy a million times. Really, really good shape here, except for that. But see, this is what I put on it. This would not have been, what year is this baby? Here we go, 83. So yeah, 80 and 81 had the older grill that I just showed you. By 83, they took the lettering off the hood and they used these grills. I kind of like the other ones better, but I do have that on there right now because I saw one and I couldn't pass it up. So I took it. V8. Nice. Two-wheel drive though. Mostly you're going to see two-wheel drives and automatics. You're not going to see much else. Smog pump right there. So this probably went to that in some fashion. Got two coming off it here. But I sure would like to know, about 83 we were done with the, could be the Windsor. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to tell. I have to admit, like I said, I have a, you know, not the greatest knowledge of all the internal workings of Ford, but I'm learning. Hold on. All right, let's look at the, here we go. For this one here, I might be able to find out what kind of engine's in it. 1984. I really don't tell you. It's too bad they don't tell you on there. Internal part of the dash here on this is really good. This part of the dash is good. The dash itself is not good. I mean, it's in bad shape. I mean, it could be saved though. Seat's not in great shape. You know, they all redid their radios and stuff. Pulled them out. But that internal part of the dash here, a person could get this off, get this out. It'd be good to have as a backup, this internal part of the dash. Look at that. Always rusts out down here. Cab corners, outer door skins, and in here too, right here. These rust out too, all the time. Let's see if I can find a number on this thing underneath. Oh, there's the hood. Let's see what we got here. Well, I got the, it might prohibit me from, my shoulder still hurts, so it's really hard to get under here, but my shoulder's getting better. So let's see if I can find a number on the block. You know, it's usually behind, damn it, it's usually behind the starter, and the starter's right here, of course. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to see it. Which is too bad. Too bad. These bumpers fall off all the time, and they're a bitch to get off. And even if you do get them off, because these are hard to find, you know, they just, the bolts crumble out. So it makes it almost prohibitive, if you know what I mean. All right, let's grab this guy and keep looking, shall we? Yeah. To give you a sense of what some of these older 90s look like, some 90s stuff will fit in a new Ford. You know, conceivably you could use part of the bed, which this bed is in really fucking good shape. You know, they started making the insides quite different. The dash is way different. I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I mean, the 90s trucks weren't necessarily bad per se, but what they did start doing is they started covering up the engine. And so if you notice in modern cars nowadays, it's an inline six. They're doing with modern cars nowadays is they're completely covering them up so you don't see them anymore. I think this is a real shame, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people love it, but for me, shame. Not necessarily a fan. I like to see my engine. Another 90s truck. What is this? 96. And you can see here they took this panel right off. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Oh god, they took them both. Oh, this was a dually. This is a dually. Well, that's why they took it off. So it had a big wheel well here to handle the dual rear wheels. I didn't realize that. Well, I've been out here and looked in this truck before, and I didn't realize that it was a dually. All right, let's go look for more old ones. Well, I have found it finally. 1978. It said 1979 on the website. This is the one they just got. Holy crap! Oh boy, that's done. Look at the way they did the old dashes on these babies. You know, of course things fail and people just, oh, I'll put the horn here. Oh god, this is so fucking awesome.
Fucking A, man.
I have to say, this is just awesome, dudes. God, kept it pretty clean. Got an old canopy on it. I'm from Oregon, so we call them canopies, okay? I know some people call it by different things. Oh my god, the bed is in such good shape. Fuck, yeah. Holy jewellikers, man. Wow. This bed is in perfect shape, and it's because the canopy was on it, more than likely. I mean, what else would it be? These little clamps, they put them on there. Can't get that off. Oh, this is so nice. And back in the day when they had the small tail lights, it's just a cover, small cover. It looks like the bulb got hot. These are just side markers. They're reflectors, I think. I'm pretty sure. On this here, you know, the body is just not in that. Body is not that a shape. A little different style, as you can see too, by the way. A little different style. And these old dashes made out of sheet metal. God, that's great. God, I love these old things. I mean, they really knew how to make cars, trucks. They knew how to make these babies, I'm telling you. They were very heavy. I mean, they tried to start lighting them up in 1980. I guess they did have a light in here. I didn't know that. Side marker. Grills were far different. I think this could, no, it's a little bit different. They squared them off back in there. Another inline six. What the heck? These here they got rid of finally in 1980. They totally redesigned the truck. Small one-barrel carburetor. And you won't find, I don't think you're going to find your, no, they definitely did have the truck with canister back then. God, this is great. Totally great. Wow. Man. Well, she got pretty dinged up here, didn't she? Rear tank. Yeah, here's the flaps. The sucker's been repainted. They repainted this. Not the original color. Probably was white. Definitely repainted though, because they didn't tape these babies off. Splash guards. Well, hallelujah. Oh boy, the seat's seen better days. I just covered it up with the sheet. Totally. Well, there comes the speaker that was barely holding on up top. Totally hick. I love it. God. Rusting everything out here. Definitely repainted. Definitely repainted. Well, we say we go up to the Ford car part. Let's walk down through some Chevys and we'll go up there. We gotta go way up there. You know, if there's one thing about the Chevy side of this particular pickup is that man, there's just not a lot of old Chevys or Dodges that they keep in here. There's a Dodge Dakota from '87. Man, this is the oldest Dodge I've seen in here. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is fucking awesome, people. One thing that Ford did that's inferior is their power steering pumps are called C2s. This right here is a Saginaw pump, and they're far superior. They don't whine. They pump out more pressure, so you could put bigger wheels on a truck or whatnot. The C2 might struggle, but the Saginaw pump will never struggle. I mean, these things are bitchin'. If I could convert mine over, I would definitely do it. Anyway, 1987 Dodge Dakota. Two-wheel drive. No four-wheel going on here. Oh, I like this. You know, someone wanted, these things are expensive. These little things, you pop them off, clean them up, get $300 off them. No, you can't even get into the truck. That's too bad. Not a big fan of Dodge's dashes. And even Chevy, what they did is they had, even their interior top of the line, their interiors were far inferior to Ford's. But one thing they did have that they beat Ford on, and I mean, it's not even, sorry about that, I've got to change my hands here, my shoulder hurts. One thing that they had that they didn't have that the Fords had was they were much more luxurious on the inside. The Ford trucks were better interiors. They really put a lot of time, more time into it maybe than Chevy. Oh, we got an 88 over here. I think this might be another Dodge. Let's go look. Oh yeah, look at this. Yeah, cool. Dodge Ram 2-barrel carb from, oh, I just love these old, I just love the way they had door handles back then. I don't like the new door handles, they suck. Seats are really small. The seat's not in bad shape though, I'm not gonna lie. Bed's in great shape. The wheel wells were much different. You'll notice the Ford wheel wells are much smaller. They come down more, not as high. Bed's in good shape on this Dodge. Oh man, oh geez, the bumper is in great shape. Man, I'd snag that bumper. I was a Dodge guy, snag the bumper. You could probably either use it for yourself or get good $400 out of it. Front bumper's in great shape too. One thing I like about Fords that I don't like about others is Ford has their distributor cap up front. Chevys and Dodges put them in the rear. Boy, that made it a pain in the ass to change. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, there really wasn't very many old Chevys in here. That's too bad. Old Chevy trucks ran very well. I mean, I don't remember my dad ever having a problem with his 1973 Chevy. It was had a lot of gas, had 3 gas tanks on it. He had 2 of them fabbed up, so put him in between the bed and the wheel well, and you know, it was really a good running engine, never overhauled. I rebuilt the Rochester carburetor, and I love those Rochester carburetors. It's when you kicked them, like you'd step down real hard on the pedal and then let off and then kick it back down again immediately. It opened up the 4-barrel and you had a real low guttural cool sound with those old Chevys and those Rochester carburetors. God, that was sweet. Don't have that shit these days. Don't have it. All right, moving to the end of the lot here. Used to be big Ford car section in here. Chrysler and Dodge, Jeep, and it looks like, it looks like we got to go over here. So these are where the smaller Fords are. Smaller Ford trucks, smaller and Ford cars, Lincoln, Mercury, that type of stuff is going to be in here. Let's see what we got. Man, it's hard to find old stuff anymore. Last time I was back here, and that would have been 2 years ago, they had a couple of late 60s Lincolns, but it looks like those days are over, at least at this particular pick and pull, you know. And have to say there's something quite sad about that. Last time I was out here, I was I'll put whoa 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 whoa, holy crapanoly. Holy shit. Holy shit. Look at that. Son of a bitch. 1964 Mercury Comet. Oh my god. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. This is here. I can't believe this is here. Oh, let's look at the engine. Oh my God, they even chromed the valve covers. God almighty. I was watching Uncle Tony. I don't remember what show he shot, but we'll have to maybe find some cars and we can show you this. But right here, this is a big problem, and I have to agree with him. This is a big problem with Ford, and they did it for a very, very long time. You see the way they did the spring sections, the front suspension here. They could have moved it out. I don't know why they didn't do it, and it causes problems on the inside of the engine compartment. Let's say you want to put a 427 or something in it. The spring here, the suspension comes into the engine compartment, and it makes it, if you put like a bigger engine in it in particular, it makes it very difficult. So what happens is the exhaust manifolds come out and they just immediately shut down and cut off and then are flat, and then it has to go a certain way. It's not like, you know, if you're going to put headers in something like this, it'd be very fucking difficult to do so. And I have to admit that that is a problem for some of these old Fords. But God, this is just great. God dang. Oh yeah. Look at this. God. Yes, please. I don't know much about the Comet, not gonna lie. But well, they put aftermarket seats in here? No, let's go to the other side. Somebody put the seats in here from something else. Let's go to the other side here. Big trunk, man. You know, back in the day when you could load shit up, take it. I mean, seriously, there's a gas tank right there. Boy, she's seen better days. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Squishy. The floorboards. Look at that. 96? 96,000 on it. I like the old keys up here, man. I really do. Like the old keys, and this is probably for some sort of air. Old dashes were metal, and then they probably may have laid like some stuff on the top, foamy stuff on the top. This here they should never have gotten rid of wings. These are your air vents and your air conditioning. I have them on my truck. I love them, and I really hate that new cars don't have them. God, this is great. 1964 Comet. I'm gonna have to find an old picture and see if I can. Looks like it's been repainted for sure. God, this is great. These old cars though, see these front windows? It's not like today. You could probably easily do this. This is just like a gasket. Problem, of course, is that it, you know, if you got in a car accident, it could come out. But it was really easy to change your own windshields back then, because you got a gasket that went around the windshield, and then you could, I mean, it was still difficult to do, but you could set the windshield in your car. You know, more than fairly easily. God, I'm so glad I walked back here. This was nice. This was nice. Still got some, look at that. Still got a screw on there. But look at that. If you imagine what this looked like. I'll find an old picture of one of these, see if I can find, and I'll get it up on the book. I'll get it into the video somehow. Wow. Really, 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 really cool. I'm gonna take this little hubcap. Wow. I'm so impressed. God, that was nice. That made my day. That made my weekend. That made me feel good all over again. Okay. So that Comet we were just looking at, a couple of guys came up afterwards, and I'm talking about things you never see and you're never gonna see. It's things like Mustangs, and you're never gonna see a Ford Bronco. Never gonna see it. Nothing old anyway. Anyway, that Comet had a Boss 302 in it. I didn't know that. But pretty bitchin'. Pretty bitchin', my friends. Let's keep walking down. I want to show you what happens to these old babies and what they do to them, which is altogether sad, man. I mean, I'm very thankful for pick and pulls, which are kind of going extinct, especially for what I'm doing, because you know I'm gonna hold on to it. But this is what happens to all the old cars after they're done here. They all get scrapped out, and then they get put away, never to be seen from again. It's a lot of these old cars have quite a history to them. Looks like we got some military jets from Jacksonville flying over us. Shit. Woo. But you never see him. Never see him again. And that's sad. I mean, they did. When you say, you know, a lot of people say they just don't make them like that anymore. Well, they literally don't make them like that anymore. And it's a sad thing, not a happy thing. Yeah, another one that I usually not. I like the older Jeeps. I'm not a big Wrangler fan, but you know, anything old I like to kind of look at, especially if you don't see it anymore. 1982 Jeep Wagoneer. Engine is gone. Automatic tranny. 82 Wagoneer. Huh. Wow. Moonroof. I'll be doggone. Not a big fan of the way they did the AC units in these. All electric windows, locks. Kind of amazing time gone by. Electric. Hey, at least they still had that. I like these old cars because they're not Greta approved. But then again, no car is Greta approved now, is it? Just as I was coming up and leaving, this is in totally the wrong spot, but this is a 1966 Ford Fairlane. Man, I haven't seen this thing here ever. You can see it's kind of like the Comet that we were looking at. And if you look right here very closely, you can see that what happened was they replaced the floor pans in this at some point. At some point this car was loved. Look at that, Fairlane 500. Fake wood panels. Red interior. God, I love these wings, man. Please bring them back. Please bring them back, these wings. Look at the way that the back windows roll down. Kind of came up in an angle. There would have been some weather stripping there, but all in all, I mean, the car's in good shape. 1966. Just look at it. I mean, the body, God. The body is solid, man. Sweet little engine in it. This baby was loved at one point. Baby was definitely loved. I think that's a little 2-barrel carb. Almost looks like the one that came off my Ford, to be quite honest with you. Very close. Definitely repainted. Now the body is in just fucking awesome shape. I mean, God, where's the... we got a little bit... Look at those taillights, man. Ford Fairlane. Here's the grill. Ford Fairlane. God, yes. And for something, I mean, obviously the interior's done, but holy smokes, man. You know? $59,000 on it? Probably $159,000 at least. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that today. I realize wasn't as maybe detailed as some of these other people are who have been in the business forever, but got to see some few things. You know, these things are going away quick. Gonna see nothing but cars from the 2000s. I can't believe I saw two 1960s Fords there. The Fairlane was interesting. I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting on seeing the Comet, but definitely wasn't expecting on seeing the Ford Fairlane. Be nice to see a Falcon. Heck, it'd be nice to see a Bronco or a Mustang too, but then that would just be really sad. So anyway, sunny, kind of warm, cool, not hot day here in the Southland, and we're gonna go back home and probably get ourselves a sandwich. I'm not even sure what time it is. I don't even know how long I spent in there, but I got some things I needed. I didn't bring any tools today, so anything that I needed I just picked up. There was a brand new hitch from Napa in there just laying on a floorboard, and I went, you know, I could use an extra one, so I grabbed it. I took some molding off of Ford for the front windshield. Those windshield moldings, they lasted quite a while on Fords, from 1980 till, I mean, well into the 90s. I got most of the silver chromed out Ford windshield molding from a 1996 Ford, and it looked like it matches up perfectly. I checked it on an old 1980, one of the 1980 Fords there, one of the older ones, and looked like it fit. So it looks like the Ford didn't change their molding around their front windshield until, man, maybe into the 2000s, because now all they have is this black crap, black molding around it, you know. And it looks like crap. It looks like shit. But I will say this: that old molding did have a tendency to capture stuff, leaves, and stuff like that, and you would rust out around the front windshield. The newer stuff, even though it's ugly as hell, is much more watertight, and so you're not going to get that rust around the windshield, pinch welds around, you know, around the frame, the sheet metal frame of it. But you know, the older stuff just looks better, even if the newer stuff is more aerodynamic and less given for rust retention. But one other thing about that, they used to use butyl. I mentioned this a little bit in the earlier part of my video. They used to use butyl around the windshield, so you could get like a rubber boot, a butyl boot, and you could wrap the windshield, and you could put the windshield in on yourself. It's not these old trucks, 50s, 60s cars. And then they started using butyl, like a butyl tape, and you could get the windshield and you could set it on the butyl tape, and they found that was well, the claim is that it wasn't as strong, and so now they use a polyurethane. It's almost like a black glue, but and it sticks. It's not going to come out. But the reason for that is they're making that what sheet metal they do use, it's much thinner than the older cars. And so what happens is that they have to use that polyurethane to glue the front windshield in to provide structural integrity. Because if they don't, the sheet metal is so much thinner that it'll collapse in a wreck. It's just not as strong. So anyway, older stuff is the shit. Newer stuff looks the same. What can you do? Even the older stuff back then didn't all look the same. Newer stuff today, everything looks the same. So, but that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed at least what little I did. And drop comments in, man. Point out stuff I got wrong, or point out stuff I didn't even talk about. And we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, hang loose. Bye.